All right, what's up, college football fans, quarterback fans? Welcome to another QB Spotlight video. In this video, we're talking about Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders. We're going to recap his performance against Colorado State. If this is your first time tuning in, we'll put out these kind of recap quarterback performance videos either the day or 2 days after Saturday, and just kind of go over in a bit more detail why they were able to have success or kind of what happened in the game and kind of dive into that in a bit more detail. But if this is your first time tuning in as well, we're just a big quarterback hub. We do quarterback previews, recaps, mainly the college quarterback position. We also have current and former quarterbacks come on. So with that said, let's talk Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur is a quarterback that we've talked about a lot on this channel from the preseason to now. We've kind of recapped every performance. Last performance, I kind of gave the overall theme of his ability to find a different way to win, find a different way to attack the defense. This week's theme, to me, is the ability to bounce back, the ability to fight through some early adversity and just find a way to win the game and play good situational football when it really mattered. That was kind of the big takeaways, right? But before we get to that, let's talk about the adversity that kind of came on early, right? Let's talk about what Colorado State's defense was able to do and how they were able to limit this offense. They were able to limit the offense from big throws till the very end when he was able to find a way. So Shedeur started off only 60-something yards in the first half, I think. Right, they were down. Were they down or tied? Regardless, they were down by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. They had to come back on. But with that said, Colorado State did a good job getting pressure on Shedeur without actually bringing the blitz. They had 4 sacks and 17 total kind of pressures from hurries to hits to sacks. But they didn't blitz very much. I think Shedeur only had 4 passes against the blitz. So that tells me that Colorado State's defense was able to get pressure just with 4 guys, right? But with that said, he was still able to find a way to get the job done, right? His stat line was 38 of 47 for 348, 4 TDs, 1 interception. Probably should have been 2. There was that dropped one in the second quarter, I believe, right? So just started off facing some adversity from the fumble that was returned from Colorado State. There was just a lot of adversity early in the game, and Colorado State's defense came to play. We got to give them credit, right? Also, Shedeur only had 7.4 yards per attempt in the game. The first game was like 10 to 11. The second game he had close to 10. I think it was 9 something. So they were able to do a good job pushing the ball downfield, taking your vertical shots. Against Colorado State, they weren't really able to. I think they only had 2 completions over 20 yards or 20 plus yards. I think they only had 7 completions between 10 and 19, right? So the vertical shots weren't there till the very end, till it mattered. But they were still able to find a way to win, right? 14 of Shedeur's 38 completions came behind the line of scrimmage. So the Colorado State's defense just did a really good job keeping a lot of stuff in front, getting pressure while only bringing 4 and being able to drop back 7 guys being able to drop back 7 guys in the secondary. Really good job. But with that said, the things that stuck out about me to Shedeur, and there's of course other factors going on in the game, other stuff that contributed to Colorado winning, but we're just a quarterback channel, so we just focus on the quarterback. But it was his situational football. It was his ability to execute when it mattered. And of course, anyone watching this was able to see the last drive, but that stuck out, right? The ability to go from the 2-yard line, have a few big throws, and able to get the game-tying touchdown, and then not just the game-tying touchdown, but convert the 2-point conversion. That was huge. Without the 2-point conversion, the game goes to Colorado State. So it was big-time throw after big-time throw after big-time throw, and then have another big-time throw or big-time play on the 2-point conversion that led to the tie game, and they were able to win in overtime. So it wasn't even the stats that stood out. It wasn't even these big-time throws or plays throughout the game, because there just wasn't a ton of them until the very kind of end of the game. But that's when it mattered the most, the ability to execute, right? Brady mode, as he said, right? He said, I had to go Brady mode. That's exactly what he did. The poise, the composure, and just the ability to just play within the moment. You saw him use his legs too to buy time, to set up some throws, and he did that throughout the game, kind of like what he did against Nebraska, just because they were getting some pressure on him, so he had to use his legs to kind of buy some time, move within the pocket, and let the receivers get open. But overall, that was the biggest thing that stuck out, was this ability to execute when it mattered most. Situational football, go Brady mode, right? Again, Colorado State's defense did a good job keeping the vertical throws from happening, keeping stuff in front of them. 14 of the 38 completions behind the line of scrimmage, according to PFF. So just a really good job of that defense. But again, this was a different way that Shedeur found a way to help lead his team to win, and that was just executing when it mattered the most, right? So game 1 against TCU, he came out and just killed it. Game 2 against Nebraska, he was able to find and adjust and find a different way to win. He had to attack all types of the fields to win. And this game 3 against Colorado State, it was like, man, it really looked like Colorado State was going to win this game, right? And then it was Brady mode, as Shedeur had said. So the ability to execute in the situations when it mattered most, from the last drive to the 2-point conversion to overtime. So that's the big takeaway. But Colorado fans, or just any fans in general, I want to know your thoughts. What were your thoughts on Shedeur's performance? Just the performance overall. Let us know in the comments below, and we'll go ahead and watch. We'll probably watch or break down the game, what led to the game's tying touchdown, or one of those plays in the last drive. We'll go ahead and break down and maybe a quick bit detail just to kind of look at the situational football that Shedeur had. We'll go ahead and break down one of those throws. But before we do, I just want to encourage you to consider liking and subscribing to the channel. All that stuff really does help us grow. But yeah, great job by Shedeur. Went Brady mode, execute in the situations when it matters, able to execute and just find another way to win. Now there are some questions, right? I don't think they were able to do what they wanted to do offensively. The run game didn't get going, and I know I just said you're about to watch the video, but I do want to hit on this real quick because the run game only averaged 2.8 yards per carry. I know some of the sacks brought that down. I get it, but still they only had like 70 yards on the ground on 20-something attempts. And so, like, the play action wasn't very, effective. Like, all of Shedeur's touchdowns came on straight dropbacks. It was really just Shedeur having to dissect the defense again. So just something to, if you're a Colorado fan or football fan, just something to keep in mind. Like, okay, the running game is 2 weeks in a row that didn't really get going, that we just had to rely on Shedeur, right? So to take some pressure off Shedeur, I think getting that running game is obviously going to be beneficial. But we'll save that for the preview against Oregon that we got coming up. So with that said, here's a quick clip of Shedeur. We'll see you next time. Here's a clip.
So here's the game, or the throw that led to the touchdown that eventually led to the game tying 2-point conversion. Second 14, big time throw, but there's a few things here that demonstrate what we talked about in the video. Number 1, the ability to buy time with his feet, good pocket awareness and presence. Number 2, executing in the situation that you had to. Situational football. This is throw number 4 on the drive, I think, maybe 5, I can't remember. Anyways, we're going to see him buy time in the pocket, step up this way, get his body right, and then shove it downfield for a touchdown. So again, this is broadcast footage. I do apologize. Let me see if I can mute it. Broadcast footage, so I do apologize. It's not the best quality, but it's what we have to work with. I got to play it slow. Pressure comes, good pass rush there, but he steps in the pocket, doesn't freak out, eyes downfield, right? Sees this sees this defensive lineman go in, comes out here, gets his feet ready, throws downfield. As pressures come, does he take a hit? Almost. Ball, boom. Makes number 11 miss for Colorado State. I know Colorado fans love seeing that. And then able to get into the end zone, right? So again, showing the ability to execute in the situation that he needs to, and then moving from the pocket, eyes downfield, and shoving it downfield, right? Great job of Colorado. Great play, and this is a great game towards the end for Shedeur going Brady mode. But yeah, if you like that content, people, please consider subscribing, liking, all that YouTube stuff. It really does help, and we'll see you next time. Peace.